this series you will learn how to make these Brazilian style panties, how to create adjustable straps, how to cut properly a scalloped edge lace, how to steam lace right, and how to attach Picot edge elastics. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. It is important for me to keep inspired and create videos for you. Thank you. My Una pattern yields 2 designs. In this video I will show you first design, and upcoming video will be about the second design to keep video short. Also, the pattern is in PDF format and includes a step-by-step photo tutorial. You can find my pattern in the description box. Panties with adjustable elastic straps and the Brazilian style bag. Also, I decorated them with black pre-made ribbon bows. I'm currently obsessed with bows. So let's get started. The pattern has 4 details: front with hold, back side, and 2 details of the crotch from made material and lining without seam allowance. The lowest point of the lace should be located here. It could be a few millimeters closer or further depending on the lace, but it shouldn't be at the top. If you set it at the highest point, these areas on the outcome will not look nice in the end. However, you can test to see the differences. So you need to place the pattern piece along the low point of the lace, and you will see that the scalloped edge extends beyond the part. And cut the part with a hold. The pattern shows which side has a hold. And make a tiny cut to mark the control points. I mark the center where the crotch will be stitched. For the backside pattern detail, you need to place the pattern backside along the lowest point of the lace's scalloped edge, which extends beyond the pattern piece without being holded. Find the best place for it and pin with pins. Try to position the pattern piece to ensure the seam finishes at the low point in the lace, same as we did on the front detail. The first detail has been cut out and pinned from the paper pattern. Find the same lace motif as your cut out lace. It should be symmetrical on both sides. And place it right sides inward, pin it with needles and cut out the second part. You should have 2 identical lace details. The middle seam will be made here and the waistband seam just here. Hold the details together right sides inwards and pin together with needles. For the middle seam you can use overlocker or French seam technique. Don't forget that the seam has open 7mm seam allowance. If you want to use French seam technique, I recommend to extend the seam allowance to 1 cm. Behind the seams I cut out the crotch and lining. At this point you should have the same, a front piece with a hold, 2 back pieces and the crotch made from the main piece and the lining. Lining is without the seam allowance in order to avoid large thickness in the finished look. Follow along with the video to see how I attach the front and crotch pieces to make an enclosed crotch. You may also watch my other video, which clearly explains how to achieve this. In this video I wanted to show how to steam things after each stitch, because spending more time steaming during the sewing process will result in better quality outcome. I have professional steamer with the ceramic plate nozzle what does not heat the fabric. If you want to take your hobby to the next level or improve your sewing skills, buy one for your iron. It's usually sold separately for irons. Also, if you want me to show you my iron and tell you more about it, please let me know in the comments and I will record a video for you. Follow the steps to create an enclosed crotch seam for the backside details. I used an overlocker for this stitch, but you could also use a straight stitch on your sewing machine as you wish. Now take one edge and flip the panties inside out. And now you need to baste the crotch lining with the main crotch together from the both sides. This will make it easier for you in the process of attaching the Picot edge elastics. Take a measurement tape and measure the length from the crotch edge to the edge of the main panty detail. I have 31 cm in size L, and due to the stretch factors we must subtract 10% and add 2 cm for rings attachments. I got 30 cm and cut out two 30 cm long pieces of Picot edge elastic. Measure the upper part of the back side piece and cut the elastic band to the resulting length. It doesn't need to be shortened in percentage. To stitch the elastic equally, we must divide the edges evenly. To achieve this, add point 1 and point 3, see the illustration, to reach the midpoint 2, and split it into quarters once more and repeat on the other side. And now we need to take one of the elastic and pin it 2 cm away from the raw edge. Fold the elastic in half to align edges 1 and 3, see in the illustration, and mark with the pin middle point 2, and repeat with the other leg opening elastic. Match these elastic pins to the pant pins. The Picot should face inside towards the fabric, and pull or stretch the elastic connecting these spots. And don't forget that the elastic will extend 2 cm from the top. Leave 2 cm away and begin sewing with backstitch from point 1. See the illustration. And there are a little trick. Use a needle with a long thread to pierce it as shown in the video. Then you begin sewing, pull it with your hand to make it easier to start. Sew a zigzag stitch along the picot edge, stretching the entire piece as you go. The entire front part will be slightly wavy, so tighten it up as you sew. Check that your stitching is as close to the decorative edge as possible. It has to be close but not over the edge. And stitch until the crotch end with zigzag stitch and repeat to other side. Then you're matching the crotch end, backstitch several times, but don't go over the lace. There is a trick as well, I'll show you it in the next video. And use the same trick with needle and thread to ease the beginning of the stitching to other side. And trim the seam allowance on both sides. Before we begin the second stitch from the edge, I'd like to demonstrate how to perfectly close the elastic band's edge with the rings. The end result is just stunning. Insert the ring here and secure it with a pin or baste it, it's up to you. And use a straight stitch on your sewing machine to secure rings. And then trim the excess of the elastics close to the straight stitch. And next hold the picot elastics to the wrong side, pin or baste both leg opening edges and sew another zigzag line. Set your sewing machine to zigzag stitch. Sew along the flat edge, allowing the elastic to stretch while sewing. Make sure your stitches are as near to the decorative edge as possible. It must be near but not over the edge. And let's move to adjustable straps. Check out the scheme below to figure out the strap length. There are strap lengths for all sizes listed. In this tutorial I use size L to sew panties. Thus one strap is 23 cm long with seam allowance. We will need 2 straps and 2 sliders to construct adjustable straps. Take a slider and the end of the strap elastic and thread the elastic through one side of the slider over the center bar and back down the other side. Don't pull the strap too far past the slider. You only need a small area to secure it. Pin or baste. And secure with straight stitch on your sewing machine with backstitch several times. And then trim seam allowance and cover the straight stitch with a zigzag stitch. It should enclose a straight stitch, and this is that it should look like at this stage. Thread the raw edge of the elastic through the ring, wrong side up, pass the strap through the sliders first and second parts. Attach picot edge elastic to the upper back part of the panties and then trim the extra elastic so that they are not visible from the front, as I do it in the video. The lace seems to hide the contours of the elastic band. And last but not least, attach the straps to the back side of the panties. Overlap the strap elastic edge with the 1 cm seam allowance to the back side of the panties edge and secure with pins. Use a sewing machine for sewing them together with a straight stitch, then cut the extra strap elastic close to the sewing line and cover the straight stitch with a zigzag in the middle. It should enclose a straight stitch. And repeat strap attachment on the other side and the panties will be ready. Also, I decided to add pre-made bows to the sides, but that's up to you. In the next series, I'd like to show you how I constructed agent provocateur inspired thongs using my Una pattern as well as pattern design 2 technique. Stay with me. I appreciate your likes, comments and subscriptions. Thank you.